Five main principles of our lean startup. Entrepreneurs are everywhere. Entrepreneurship as management, validated learning, build, measure, learn, and innovative accounting. Entrepreneurs are everywhere. We have already learned is the everybody who is in charge of developing a product or services under uncertainty is entrepreneur. Whoever is taking the financial risk is an entrepreneur in terms of profit. There are entrepreneurs who are not taking who are taking financial risk, but not in the hope of profit, but in the form of some social betterment. So these are called social entrepreneurs. There are entrepreneurs who don't take financial risk, and they are also just helping the social cause. So these are also called social benefit, social entrepreneurs. So entrepreneurs are everywhere, in the company, outside the company, inside the company. They are called entrepreneurs. So and then so that we let's look at the next principle. What is startup as a management? Entrepreneurs versus management. So do you think how many of you think that startup is can learn something from the traditional principles of the management? Even the lean startup has learned from the lean manufacturing, which is a traditional method of management. So the principles are always there. The traditional methods of management has been standing for over 100 years now. So they are soundproof principles. However, they just need some tweaks in the matter of uncertainty. These are similar to traditional management. Startups must have a vision. For example, they need to have a vision what they are going to solve, and then they have to have a strategy to solve the vision, to achieve the vision. And that includes business model, your how you are going, what product roadmap, project management, and then also your position with your partners and competition, how you are going to deal with them, right? So that is all called strategy. And then finally you need to have a service product, and the service is a result of your strategy. And then whenever traditional activities of the management also still perform, for example talent acquisition, for example human resources, for example forecasting, business modeling, for example accounting, innovation, result measurement, key performance indicators, these are still prevalent in the startups also, but only the difference is they are more agile, more free, more faster than the traditional management. But there are certain changes compared to the traditional management in the startups, and these are product changes because of optimization based on the customer feedbacks. This is we called optimization. Then there are strategies. Sometime may change. We don't change the vision, but we change the strategy sometime, and we call that pivoting. This is also a part of the lean management, lean startup. Vision usually remains the same for the businesses and also for startups. So general management theories versus startup management. Let's understand a little bit more about this. What are the constraints? What are the problems? Future many constraint of the general management theories. The general management theories, the constraint is the future is uncertain. However, general management theories assume certain behaviors. However, they are not always correct because the future is continuously changing. Customers got a lot of alternatives. Previous line when the general management theories were available, there were not many choices. Nowadays, not only the product substitute, there are sub services substitute, there are needs substitute. People may not need your product there, and sometimes you are developing some product which the customer may not even know they need it. So for example Ford, when they started to make the car, people didn't know that they need a car. What they knew is they need to go from one place to another place, and it takes time. So instead of developing faster, so instead of, they didn't know they need a car unless Henry Ford they make the car, which was very affordable. So that time it was a matter of cost efficient market efficient manufacturing. So it was easier. Now it's a different story. Pace of change is very high. The technology which has evolved over last 25 years never been evolved over thousands of years. So the last few years have seen rapid change, and the technologies are outpacing each other, outpacing the demand, outpacing the needs of the customers. So they are ahead of the time. Sometimes the products and technologies are developed ahead of time. For example, 3D technology was developed 10 year ago. Until now, people are not aware about the 3D technology, 3D printing. So the technologies are developing very very fast, before faster than the customers realize it. There is a need for them. So that's the problem with the general management theory. They are not supportive of these constraints, but there are certain similarities in the startup management. The hiring of creative human and retaining the talent still works the same old way. You still need to hire creative humans to run your startup. You still need to retain your talent. So the old principles of the management will still continue to apply. You still need to make forecast of your business, because you still need to measure your productivity. You still need to measure your results against the forecast. So that part still remains. Product milestones remain the same. The project management principles, the project management techniques, because you are developing a product or services that requires project management, and a detailed business plan, because developing the product and services will not be achieving anything if you are not able to survive for a long period of time. So you need to develop your business model, you need to develop the business plans, so that we can get the funding, we can get the proper clear idea of what how we are going to make the money, or is it the product worthwhile. The only problem is there are more uncertainties. There are quite a number of restrictions in how we develop the forecast and how we develop the product milestones. However, these are the similarities. The application can change, however, the principles remain the same. Okay, let's discuss about a bit of SnapText, how the SnapText was developed into a tax system. So when the Intuit was developing, Intuit was a very established company. They already have the established accounting software. However, it was not relative with the small customers. It was not. It was for desktop, and it was not really for everybody to use. It was industrial software. So when they QuickBooks developed a team for SnapTax to develop the program. So what that team did was they developed a prototype, small prototype, to help the customers file their income tax return out of their certain photos only. At that time, nobody was sure that if you take a picture and then you will be able to file your tax returns. But the startup and the team developed a program. They shipped the program. There were certain restrictions, but they just shipped the program, and they learn from the feedbacks of the customers, and they make it better and better and better. So that was one example of the lean strategies, how success. Now SnapTax is very very successful. Lean startup strategy. So what are the strategies of the lean startup? Experiment. So first is we are always doing the experimentation. We want to understand, will our assumptions work, will our hypothesis work, does they what is the impact of those hypotheses on our business. We build the product, and we test them, and then we measure the results. So we always the startup the strategies are all divided into the three main factors: experimentation, testing, and measuring the results.